band. Modern raiding is like chasing your goal with
he did it. Oh, that's so perfect. I love that. Dude, come on, come on. This guy's awesome. I take it back. I don't think he's a Nazi anymore. I think he's just like, he's harmless. He fucking said...
because that's what modern Vikings do? Me neither, but believe it or not, that's what some people are doing. And we're gonna talk about all of that in just a second, but first, my debut comedy special, Keep Busy, premieres on November 10th. Click the link in the description or go to this website to get your tickets to the live premiere on November 10th, and that will also give you access to the on-demand version afterwards. I worked super hard on this comedy special, and I'm really proud of it, so I hope you guys check it out. I hope you support. If not, I understand, it's all good, but thank you for the support anyways.
It's a whole video,
see you November 10th. Enjoy the video. It's been a while since I've looked at one specific niche community on TikTok and offered like a totally unbiased, fair, non-judgmental opinion.
Viking shit is so elder, polyamorous, millennial coded. Oh my god, that's so good. That's such a good log.
And by a while, I mean never. I don't think I've ever done that. But it's been a while since I've playfully poked fun at one of these TikTok subgenres. I think the last one I did was Water Talk with Danny. But since Halloween is right around the corner, I figured it would make sense to, you know, get in the spirit of things, right? You know, maybe talk about a community on TikTok where people dress up and play pretend. So I started doing some research on that, and I fell down quite the gnarly rabbit hole. Eventually, I stumbled upon a creator named Freya Jenny Viking Vampire, and real quick,
oh my
no
God.
irony here, she is my new favorite TikToker. She cosplays as like a Viking / vampire, and she claims to go vampire mode whenever she smells that sweet, sweet blood.
I don't know if you can see that man right there, but he has the blood that I'm talking to you. I could smell it a mile away.
What the fuck? 274,000 likes? Also, it's broad daylight. Fuck you mean? We'll do an anime AI recap in a minute.
I've got to do vampire mode right now.
Incredible content. But through her account, I found an entire like sub-community of people on TikTok who dress up as Vikings and just make tons of videos about living out their Viking fantasies. You know, Vikings, right? The people who traveled from village to village, killing and kidnapping people while also like stealing all of their shit in order to colonize. Yeah, there's like a whole group of people on TikTok trying to
Okay, but they were fucking cool though.
Embody that, which is a little odd, right? That's like if someone was cosplaying as like a mafia boss or something. Oh wait, never mind. Just the concept of TikTok Vikings was so fascinating to me. So I did a bunch of research on this community, and what I found was pretty shocking. So come along with me as we take a deep dive into the Vikings of TikTok. So when I began my research into the Vikings of TikTok,
they also worked with the Ottoman Empire. I think like they were like they linked up at a certain point, right? I think so.
One guy kept popping up.
Condemn Leif Erikson? Fuck no, dude.
Pretty frequently, and his name is Peyton Parrish. He's a...
For me, I think it's appropriate to colonize England. The Varangian Guard was an elite unit of the Byzantine army in the 10th and the 14th century who served personal bodyguards of the Byzantine emperors. The Varangian Guard was known for being primarily composed of units from Northern Europe, including mainly Norsemen from Scandinavia, but also Anglo-Saxons from England. The recruitment of distant foreigners from outside of Byzantium to serve as the emperor's personal guard was pursued as a deliberate policy, as they lacked local political loyalties and could be counted on to suppress revolts by disloyal Byzantine factions. Runestones, they found runestones and Norse sagas.
a musician who makes a ton of original Viking themed music, and he also covers a lot of old Viking songs. And he's actually gained like a pretty big fan base of like millions of people just from pretending to be a Viking while singing. And he's been a pretty frequent face on my like favorite Instagram account, Catatonic Youths. That's an account where they post like cringy music stuff. He's been on there a bunch for his just inherently cringe videos, like this cover that he recorded in his car.
All right, let's see if you guys remember this song.
It's not very Viking to have a car, dude. Unless it's like a Volkswagen. Let's watch the TikTok. Jesus fucking Christ.
DK, Donkey Kong, DK. Donkey Kong is here. He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally bang to kick some tail.
Okay, that's enough of that.
I'm going to run the ad break right now, which I'm not even recommending you subscribe to avoid, because that might happen again. Okay? And that's it.
DK, Donkey Kong is here. He's the leader.
It's kind of weird that Kurtis, who is known as like a famous Nickelback stan, right? Red CXY, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, allowing 10 people to see the beautiful music, the cacophony of sound. Yeah, Kurtis is a Nickelback fan, so why is he even making fun of this guy?
Leader of the bunch, you know him well. He's finally been to kick some tail.
Are you even a real Uber driver? And I think this guy gets dunked on so frequently is because he like genuinely sings how I sing when I'm singing along to like a Creed song. Will I just hell? A new day.
Butt rock.
And don't get me wrong, there's nothing bad about Viking-themed music. I think it's fine. Fortress by Protest to Hero is like one of my favorite albums of all time. And a lot of the lyrics in that album are based around like old Irish mythology and shit. So I think some of that music is okay, right? But this guy's style of Viking music is giving off a lot of Imagine Dragons vibes, you know? Literally, because they imagine dragons exist and they're killing them with their axes, you know? But regardless of what I think and say and do, this guy's fucking touring around doing huge shows and stuff, so, you know, people seem to really love his music and content.
Ships on vigor and the waves are
Damn, all right.
power and summons to the verdant blades.
Big group of Vikings behind him. That's pretty scary. I bet they're gonna start chanting along with him now to like make it even more scary, you know? Okay, we're really building anticipation here. I like it.
No, they're there just to look hot in the background.
All right, any second now. It's gonna sound really cool when they all start singing.
I wonder how like Nordic people feel when they see this shit. You know what I mean? Also, half of this stuff is like, I mean, I don't know about this guy, but like half of the people that do this like pagan LARPing are unironically Nazis. Like the esoteric rune searching and you know, Nordic lore and like fancying themselves to be Vikings is like OG Nazi shit too. But like I wonder as far as like Nordic people, like how do they perceive like white Americans being like LARPing is Vikings?
Underpound with on.
Okay, never mind. Dude, this is like when you had to do like an oral group presentation in class, but like only one person did all the work, so you just like you just awkwardly stand behind them while they do everything. Also, I thought the whole thing with Viking chants are like, they're done with like a big group of Vikings, right? Like they would sing these war chants as a big group to like scare their enemies and shit. If it was this instead, one guy and then everyone else just standing behind.
It's just weird because it's like they LARP as Vikings. And someone said it's like weebs, but I feel like Nordic people don't like lean into this as much as like, or even, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Japanese people certainly like use this as a cultural export, like their past, and still care about their traditions in definitely not a way that I don't think like Nordic people are promoting their shit. So these guys just kind of found it and are like, this is my shit. This is extremely my shit.
Them. No one's getting scared, dude. Oh my god, it's a Viking ship! Everybody run!
They don't lean into it because they understand the Vikings were huge rapists and don't want to associate with that. Okay.
Wait. Can you guys hear that? Okay, false alarm, everybody. Sorry. It's just Creed. But what's interesting about all of this Viking music, our guy Peyton was actually once an aspiring country musician, once putting out a song called Country Girl. But then when he posted a video of him singing a song from a Viking-themed Assassin's Creed game that got like 6 million views, he switched genres pretty quickly. And honestly, I don't blame him, okay? I do the exact same thing. It's just really funny to go from country music to Viking music. I guess they're pretty similar, right? Because
yeah, I mean, that's country for Nords.
Country music is like famously sung by dudes who are not country, and Viking music now is sung by people who are not Vikings, obviously. I guess it's really not that big of a departure. They also both got boots and beards. And I think this Viking style of music has really caused the Viking...
It's great because it's both gay as hell. Fucking got him, but like literally, unironically.
...community on TikTok to grow at a really fast pace. Another example, there's a Swedish death metal band called Amon Amarth. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they have a song called Put Your Back Into the Oar. And when they perform this song live, all the people in the audience sit down on the ground and pretend to row a big boat together. Row! 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 And you know what? If I'm being honest,
when you show me shit like that, immediately I'm like, Burzum has fucking ruined this. And many of the death metal Andes have ruined this. I know that's different, but like as soon as I see that, I'm like, are those guys racist? What's going on? Nazis really did ruin the runes and also black metal in general. I don't know anything about Amon Amarth, but
honest, I think this is something I can actually get behind. Dude, at my old age, do you know how nice it would be to just fucking sit down for a while at a concert? That sounds like a dream, dude. Every band needs to do a chant like this from now on, okay? Sleep! 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 Good night! Kurtis! But the growth in the Viking music genre has pretty much provided all of these people a soundtrack to post their videos to. And some of these dudes are diving headfirst into the Viking aesthetic. Literally.
Yeah, I saw that tweet where it was like, fellas, what's stopping you from doing this? Like being like this or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. It's cold. My pee-pee will shrink. Like, I don't feel like this is a good idea to do. You know, I don't like that. The thought of how cold it is will make your penis shrink a little bit.
Jeez Louise, he's gonna be Thor after that one.
Why special?
You're like Thor. Is this what Vikings did though? Is that all they did? I'm not like a history buff. I'm history scrawny. But is this what Vikings did? They just fucking... And then they dove into like a little pond. I understand why people are so scared of them now, dude. They're out of control. Whenever they showed up to a village...
Yeah, they're not... He's not actually jumping with sharp objects, brother. Are you crazy? Those are definitely foam.
They would just find the fucking highest building and just fucking, let me jump off of it. That's what struck fear into people's hearts. Oh, maybe that's why they wore the helmets. Oh my god. Damn. And here's another video where a guy is getting catapulted into a fucking lake while holding an axe over his head. Dude, relax, man. What is the point of this? They didn't have catapults back then, did they? I don't know. When were catapults invented? Really? 400 BC? How did they have full working catapults back then, but not like cable TV, you know? That seems That seems weird. Me when I hate the Loch Ness Monster. And I was pretty confused after watching this catapult video, but I did a little bit of research into Vikings, and this is actually how they come out of the womb. Just legs spread, catapulted into a lake. They're already holding an axe somehow. Pretty cool, man. I've been learning a lot. I know I'm making fun of these videos, but like on a surface level, they're not inherently bad or anything. I just think the existence of them is funny, because it's the same as like the country boy TikTok video that I did fucking years ago. The country persona as well as the Viking persona is so like hyper masculine and threatening. So to think of like an image of like a typical Viking juxtaposed with the act of filming a TikTok is really funny to me. Like to genuinely be like, tonight we attack the village. I will kill everybody in the world if that means protecting my family. And what I just did, that's not even that far off, dude, because I have seen so many genuine Viking thirst traps on TikTok. And I'm sorry in advance, but
everything is on TikTok, everything is thirst traps.
We're gonna watch some. POV, your Viking comes home from a long work day. Damn. Okay, King. Okay, Viking. Hey guys, I'm editing right now, and I didn't realize he spelt this Viking spelt workday wrong. Makes sense. I guess Vikings didn't really have a firm grasp on spelling yet. He spelt it how an Italian
he spelt it how Nordic people would work a day.
Would say it, you know?
It's been a long work a day.
Worst. He spelt it in a way that it's like, I'm coming home after a long work a day.
Viking ever, dude. Like his leader tells him to go set traps in the forest, and he's like, say less. But no, in all seriousness, I don't know what this video means. What does this mean? Excuse me, what does this mean? What does it mean? After a long work day, your Viking comes home and stares at himself in the mirror? Did they even have mirrors in Viking times? I don't know anything, dude. I'm not a history buff. I'm a history scrum. When were mirrors invented? 4000 BCE. You can figure out mirrors but not Bluetooth.
In Turkey.
This goes all the way to the top.
Anatolia.
I just don't understand this video. A work day? I don't think a Viking's work day is something to thirst over, you know?
Remember that.
Welcome back to my husband, the Viking.
Honey, I'm home.
Technically, long before any fucking Turkic motherfuckers were there, but hey, listen.
Oh, hey, how was work today? Oh, not so good. My new department is brutal. And which department is that again? Brutalizing. Oh, yes, right. Sorry. It's like today I had this great plan to steal this one villager, but then Ragnar comes out of nowhere and burns the house down before I can get to him. It's just so cruel. Well, you're gonna have to put your differences aside. I invited him over for dinner tonight. You invited Ragnar, the famous Viking arsonist, over for dinner tonight? It's not a big deal. Now I'll be right back. I have to go check on dinner, okay? I don't want it to burn. Yeah, that's Ragnar's job.
Meanwhile,
I'm Ragnar. I love burning stuff.
my husband, the Viking, will be back after this YouTube video.
But the thing that bugs me the most about all these Viking thirst traps is like, these are so inaccurate.
Wait, what the fuck?
The thing that bugs me the most about all these Viking...
Bro, this dude doesn't even have... I thought he was like tatted up with Viking shit. That's crazy. This dude just like copped the Viking aesthetic after like doing a whole bunch of... Like, he's a weeb too.
Traps is like, these are so inaccurate. You know how gross and stinky people were back then? I don't care how attractive they were. One sniff of a Viking's balls, dude, you're gone. Your fucking eyebrows are getting singed off. Smelling a Viking's balls probably makes you fucking hallucinate. According to historians, maybe I am a history buff. According to historians, there were actual Viking warriors called berserkers who would fight in like a trance-like state and just fucking go crazy. They wouldn't feel pain and stuff. They would just lose their mind. And it kind of makes sense. You think about today, people using like smelling salts before they lift like a bunch of weights.
That's a real Viking
back
right
then,
there.
before battle, all Vikings had to do is just... That's so gross. But cringe thirst traps aside, I wanted to get to the bottom of this community. I wanted to find out what is so appealing about the Viking lifestyle and aesthetic. And during my research, I stumbled upon a TikToker named Bearded Viking 7. I don't even
My
want to know what
research.
happened to the first 6. So this guy makes a bunch of videos about the Viking lifestyle. More specifically, he talks a lot about what it means to be a modern Viking, which is odd, I know, because, you know, those words don't really make sense together. Vikings existed like 1,000+ years ago. Like, how could there be modern Vikings? That's like saying, I'm a compassionate Republican, or I'm an AJR fan. It just doesn't make sense, you know, those people don't exist. But let's find out what a modern Viking really is.
What is a modern Viking? The philosophy I'm using comes from a company that a lot of you guys know, the beard struggle.
Okay, so yeah, the
What?
modern Viking term was coined by a beard care brand, and on their website they say, the modern day Viking is defined not by his ancestry, religion, or place of birth, but rather by the things he believes
That's such cope.
in.
That's literally for people who are, you know, working at like a marketing firm to also feel like they are a Viking. You know what I mean? It's so funny. It's like you're living in Alabama, okay? You own an HVAC business and you're like, "But I'm a Viking. I'm this beard brand told me the modern Viking is defined not by his ancestry, religion, or place of birth, but rather by the things he believes in."
A modern Viking is part of the future, but keeps the values of the older times. The modern day Viking community believes in bravery, honor, loyalty, discipline, and honesty. So I guess it's taking all the admirable parts of the Viking culture and applying it to modern day life. I don't know how much bravery, honor, loyalty, discipline, and honesty went into killing and kidnapping people in the name of colonization, but hey, what do I know? I'm not a Viking.
Okay, he's really harshing my fucking vibes right now, dude. It's like talking about how samurais were cops. It's like, yeah, bro, I know, but they were fucking sick. Have you thought about that? It's like kind of cool. Also, the people that they were doing the colonization to were the OG they became the worst colonizers later. So it's
Someone
like,
then commented on that TikTok saying,
Danlaw.
I mean, you're not a Viking though unless you actually go on raids, which is a fair point. That was kind of like their whole thing. So let's see what he says about that.
But welcome to the 21st century, where we have a football team that has horns on their helmets and call themselves Vikings, but we have no issue. And we even have Viking cruise lines.
Wait, I don't get it. Is he saying my culture is not your costume or some shit? But he's not a Viking. The fuck? Da Vinci? I don't really understand.
And the crazy thing is, these are mainstream things going on calling themselves Vikings. I honestly have never heard anybody complain about either of those things, so there's one.
What was his point there?
I think this guy's a Nazi. I mean,
What was his point? I don't get it. Was he trying to say that the Minnesota Vikings were culturally appropriating Vikings? I don't think so, man. A Minnesota Vikings crowd is only angry, violent white dudes, okay? Seems pretty Viking to me, dude.
I'm gonna talk about raiding here in a second too, so stick around.
Yo, what? Don't talk about that.
I'm gonna talk about raiding here in a second too, so stick around.
I'm gonna talk about raiding here in just a second. Dude, I have never heard that sentence before in my life. That is the first time that has ever been said. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Stick around to the end where I talk about pillaging. And make sure to watch that video, Top 5 Villages to Plunder. And obviously, I can't forget my human trafficking tier list.
Remember how I said I was gonna talk about raiding? Well, here we are. First off, do you know why the Vikings were raiders? 1, they were ambitious enough to build boats that could sail across the ocean to find new lands without
dude, fucking hell yeah. He said, dude, he's talking about Vikings like again, he is like neoliberalizing Vikings, dude. He's like, yeah, Vikings, like, they loved supply side economics. Let's talk about the ambition that Vikings had. Fellas, do you love rising and grinding? You know who else did? The Vikings. They were on their Sigma grindstay shit.
knowing that there were new lands out there. So we saw things that they needed and they were like, I'm gonna take these things for my family. A lot of the Vikings just wanted land so that they could farm and provide for their families and expand.
This is awesome. Okay, I love this guy. I actually love this guy. because he's going to tie it back to like his shitty dead end job, which is awesome.
Modern raiding is like chasing your goal with
he did it. Oh, that's so perfect. I love that. Dude, come on. This guy's awesome. I take it back. I don't think he's a Nazi anymore. I think he's just like, he's harmless. He fucking said, modern day rating is basically just like, you know, when your manager comes over and says, hey, have you finished those spreadsheets yet? And you say, not yet, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of that. I'm gonna finish it right now.
Tenacity.
Okay. To that, I just have one question. What is blood yapping about? No, okay, I think I do. I think I get what he's trying to say. I think, like, for example, if you wanted, like, a promotion at your job, I guess you'd sort of just, like, raid your boss until he gave it to you. I like that. No consequences? Okay, consequences. If your boss won't give you a promotion, fucking kill them. I also love in the video how he pointed out.
Weeby, how the fuck did you do that? Like, how did you even unmod yourself? How is that even possible? I don't even understand. It was a bit. How?
Vikings just wanted land for their families, which makes everything they did perfectly fine.
A lot of the Vikings just wanted land so that they could farm and provide for their families and expand.
You got any land for me? Just a little piece of land. Just one itty-bitty piece of land. I'm literally trying to colonize. And it's just interesting to me that a modern Viking stands for bravery, honor, loyalty, discipline, and honor.
I think it's funnier. It's like, I don't really give a shit about like the Vikings wanting a little bit of land. I think it's funnier for him to just like turn that directly into you know, Sigma Grindstone.
Welcome to my story of how I went from Christian to pagan.
Oh my god, he's going to full distance.
There were several really transformative moments for me. I was Christian for about 23 years before I kind of discovered that I was pagan. My mindset switched almost overnight to more of like pagan thinking after one book that I read. I'll tell you about that book here in a second, but first I want to go into the position I was in mentally before I found this book. I was in a very dark place.
Yeah, I suspect. Nobody who's not in a dark place goes, I read one book and I'm pagan now.
I wouldn't say offing myself type of place, but my girlfriend was thinking of leaving me. I started to truly feel like my dreams would never come true. My life overall just kind of felt like it was...
Why is he constantly doing stuff? Like, do the stuff you need to do and then shoot the video, man. Every cut, he has to be doing some new shit.
Starting to fall apart. I was working a back-breaking labor job digging pools in Arizona, which is 120-degree weather.
He's just like getting slapped up by these fucking branches in every video, which is very Viking-like.
I was always a very confident person, and I noticed that my confidence was disappearing. I then realized it was more of my mindset being the issue. So I started looking into mindset and or philosophy style books on YouTube. I hate to read and I love audiobooks, so, you know. So I found this book called The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. When I read this book, in the first chapter, it taught me that we are not our body. We are a spiritual being having a human experience. That blew my mind. So I started diving deeper into that reality. And at the same time, I started really embracing my Norwegian heritage. And that's when I started discovering that there's a ton of different types of pagan belief systems. I started to realize that with that mindset, I was able to answer a lot of the questions that I felt like my other belief system, Christianity, just didn't answer for me. The answer to most things when I asked them were to have faith and trust.
Bro, he's getting progressively sweatier throughout this entire process as he's just like slapping them shits around, dude, over and over again. Just straight slapping up.
In God. The cool thing is now I trust in myself and in my spirit or the universe to be able to handle this human experience. Everything happens for us, not to us. Now, it took me about 8 months after reading this book to start diving into my mind and realizing that now I have a very pagan belief system. Around the same time in those 8 months, my life did a complete 180. I started diving into my spirituality, started my TikTok, became a full-time content creator, started
sick, man. I love when people's dreams are just becoming a TikTok content creator. And I say that as like someone who does politics online on Twitch. Like, this shit sucks as a dream, brother. What the fuck? Yo, dream something cooler. Like, what do you mean?
traveling full-time. Everything started to click for me. And then I realized being pagan was just realizing that you're the spiritual being having a human experience coming from a source of everything. That was about 3 years ago.
I do love people being like, I got real spiritual with it. And then what did I do? I fucking started a TikTok, dude. I started a TikTok and I'm a life coach, but with a different aesthetic.
And what a freaking transformative experience. Anyways, that's my story, and I would love for you to tag me in yours. Remember, you are worthy, you are enough, and you are loved.
Aw, I mean, he seems nice.
Honesty, because in another one of his videos, there's a little sketch where someone comes up to him and they're like, you know you're not a real Viking, right? And he's like, no, I know, I'm a modern Viking.
Well, man, I see you wearing like Thor's hammer from the Marvel movies. This is Mjolnir. It's not originally from the Marvel. Man, all you guys are like the same.
And it's one of those
it's so funny that he's like, actually, this is not from the Marvel movie. Like, come on, dude. Come on, your shit is so lame. It's so lame, dude. Come on. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Classic one character speaking calmly and eloquently, so he's got to be the correct one. You know, versus the other character talking more passionately and expressively and emotional, so he must be in the wrong. Those videos are always super fun to watch and really cool and not biased at all. It's kind of like the sketch version of those, like, SJW gets owned with facts and logic. But in this TikTok, the expressive guy is like,
you know you're not a real Viking, right?
And this is how the brave, honorable, loyal, disciplined, and honest modern Viking responds.
They technically pillaged, fought, and what?
I mean, he kind of owned Kurtis there. He kind of fucking clocked him. He kind of fucking destroyed Kurtis there. Kurtis made an entire video for 18 minutes only to get owned by this one TikTok.
Dude, chill, man. Just relax, bro.
So when someone is questioning you or criticizing what you're doing, I guess the Viking way to deal with it is just fucking choke them.
To be fair, that is true. So, honestly, that's fucking, he's living his Viking life, dude. Respect. He's living La Vida Loca right there, honestly.
The modern Viking community believes in bravery, honor, loyalty, discipline, and honesty.
Nice.
Now that guy was dumb.
This guy is also apparently building like a Viking village where people can go and live.
We're building the first Viking village in America. We're building on 40 acres of land in Kilgore, Texas.
And apparently there's like a ton of people who are down to live there too.
Everybody keeps asking me, when can you live on the land?
Ted Bundy, you would have loved TikTok, man. Just a tip, guys, if a TikToker that you follow is like, yo, come live at this commune with me, unfollow them, okay? That's weird. TikTokers are supposed to make videos, not towns. That's my job, okay? Only Kurtis Town is allowed. Place worse to build a Viking village than Kilgore, Texas. Because, you know, the Vikings' main mode of transportation was by boat. So having a Viking village that is a 4-hour drive from the closest large body of water, it seems a little silly, dude. You're gonna need some bigger catapults if you're gonna reach the Gulf of Mexico. But also at the same time, it kind of makes sense. Southern dudes kind of look like Vikings already. You know, and the Vikings had several important dynasties over the years. You know, same as the South, right? Well, mostly just the one dynasty, the Duck, the Duck Dynasty. And while I was looking up all this Viking stuff, I was confused, like, is it just like cosplay? Or people actually thinking they're legit Vikings? Like, is there a special thing you have to do to become a Viking, right? Do I have to shave the sides of my head? Do I have to do the worst thing ever and become a blonde man? I couldn't really find any details on it, but I did stumble upon a video of someone being declared an official Viking. Okay.
Dude, middle Americans are so bored. Like, I say let him be cringe. You know what I mean?
I didn't really learn too much from that video. I also don't know why there's a pig from Angry Birds down there. But at least now I know there are official and unofficial Vikings. I'm just having trouble figuring out what this guy did exactly to earn the title of official Viking, you know?
Bro, this is why motherfuckers in Idaho waited for 8 hours to get in and out, okay? It's just like, this is it. This is the only thing you got going on beyond the fucking, beyond the 8 hours of wait for a silly ass In-N-Out burgle.
And now, my son, since you have shaved the sides of your head and put huge brown leather bracers on your arms for some reason, I can now declare you an official Viking. And killed all those innocent people. What? My 23andMe results say I'm 3% Scandinavian. It's in my blood, Mom. I'm a Viking.
He responded to the video?
Fearless, noble warrior. Who takes what he wants.
Someone famous?
It doesn't care about the consequences at all.
Please open up.
Fuck! I gotta get out of here! These consequences will be dire!
You're under arrest for murder.
Hey! Stop right there! Row! 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 You'll never get away with this!
We're gonna watch it.
Row! Row! They'll never take me alive! I think, in conclusion, it's a little strange to want to, like, base your entire identity and belief system around a group of people whose entire existence focused on pillaging, murdering, kidnapping, and colonizing. But hey, I guess that's why they're building the Viking village in Texas.
I think this is just like what bored men do, right? Like, this is bored men activity. You're bored, you're a man, you just like you got no prospects, your future looks relatively bleak. So what do? You look to the past and imagine a different mythology for yourself.
But one positive thing I can say about Vikings is a lot of them had big old bellies, so they must have been eating good. And speaking of eating good, let's hear a word from today's sponsor, HelloFresh.
That's right, this video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Folks, my wife and I have been eating HelloFresh every...
Let's hear what this response is.
Famous made a video of me. Pretty cool, right? Well, actually, hold on a second and stick around. Now, I do quickly want to say I don't do drama, so please do not use this as an excuse to be negative towards anybody.
That is not the Viking way. Doing drama is not the Viking way.
I want to get some information out there because it was misleading and is genuinely affecting my channel. You guys who support me, thank you.
Wait,
and those of you coming to my page after watching his video on his page right here, this is the information. So Kurtis has a pretty heavy influence. Respect. It's not easy to do. And I have no trouble with that. And he makes this
I said, dude won't even organize a raid on TikTok. Yeah, bro, fucking raid his ass.
whole video trashing on content creators, a lot of which are my friends in the Viking community, which, hey, we're used to it, so no hate there. I have a clip from the video I'm about to play just to show you the problem I have with it.
This guy is also apparently building like a Viking village where people can go and live.
We're building the first Viking village in America. We're building on 40 acres of land in Kilgore, Texas.
And apparently there's like a ton of people who are down to live there too.
Everybody keeps asking me, when can you live on the land?
Ted Bundy, you would have loved TikTok, man. Just a tip, guys, if...
He's like, dude, fucking Ted Bundy, not a Viking. How dare he? How dare he compare Theodore Bundy? Fucked up. Also, more David Koresh, but it doesn't matter. David Koresh would have never done a Viking thing.
A TikToker that you follow is like, yo, come live at this commune with me. Unfollow them.
So that's the part I have a problem with. And again, no hate on this creator. I'm sure he just wanted clicks and views. To each their own, it happens to everybody.
What's up with the music? Why did he fucking... Wait, he hit the music.
But in that video specifically, I said you will not be able to live on that land. We are building a festival ground. A place for celebration, parties, concerts, and amazing experiences. And then immediately after that, he tells people to unfollow me. Which, I'm going to be honest, I've lost hundreds of followers. And that's just sad because he took the entire video out of context. He didn't watch the whole thing. And even if he did, it means that he cut out the part where I said you can't live on that land. Which is an important aspect based off his claim.
Bro, damn, dude. Kurtis, you fucked up. You notice there's a whole other set of emoting being developed around doing stitches or whatever?
I am going to be fair though, I do aim to build a homestead community in the future. But I'm not going to be the head of it. I don't want to be like a king or whatever. It's not like that. It's just a place for people who want to get off grid and live.
Oh my god, he dyed part of his beard and his hair.
The old way. Live off the land. That's a goal for the future. And to be honest, I love traveling too much to even be living on that land full time. It wouldn't be mine.
Yeah, he said he doesn't want to be king. He wants to be Jarl. I do not want to be king. I want to be Jarl.
That point. But I am going to help start that. However, I'm just a little disappointed in the way this was approached. Content creators tend to forget on here that people are human. Again, I have no trouble with the fact that he's just trashing on Viking TikTok. Whatever, you don't have to believe modern Vikings or anything like that. There was even another video in there that was taken out of context, but I don't.
Damn, bro, he just like kind of gave up on this. Bro, be a Viking, dog. Fucking defend your honor. What the hell? I feel kind of bad. Bro is not making Vikings look hard. Yeah, get in there. Destroy Kurtis town. That's a town. There's like robust resources. Bro, in Kurtis town, I heard there's a bunch of fucking... there are a bunch of the church boys in the monastery that are fucking... that are holding on to a shit ton of artifacts. Those are shiny. Get the fuck in there. Pillage, man. Enslave some of these motherfuckers in Kurtis town. Look. That's my Jarl dog. We're losing the fjord. Oh, no.
I don't want to dive too deep into it. I don't do drama. But there is a level of understanding that needs to be had. Again, no hate to this creator. I don't want you guys to hate on this person. I do want to say, however, that I believe making videos trashing people may not be the way to go. And I can't say I'm perfect. I'm sure there's some videos out there.
I just want to make sure people understand. I don't think this dude's a Nazi. I think he's like a straight up neo-lib, okay?
You can take out of context and make me look.
He's like a marketing guy.
That way too. But man, my biggest problem here is don't tell people to unfollow people. This is my entire life. I've been trying 10 years to live this life. And I have amazing supporters on here. And again, he's probably not even gonna...
He seems shockingly well-adjusted, lol. I love him. I'm astounded. No, that's what makes it so much better. That he's like... That's what makes it so much better. That he's not Vinland Saga Season 1. He's Vinland Saga Season 2. He's out here like, I have no enemies. You know what I mean? He's out here like, let me farm my potatoes, okay? I am going to farm so fucking hard that I'm going to be able to buy my way out of indentured servitude, okay? That's what he's doing.
I'm going to see this video, but I will say I honestly am hurt. I do have human feelings for any of you out there, like, be a strong man. I'm tough sometimes, but I feel feelings. And this unfortunately hurt, Kurtis. Again, you do have a big influence, and I respect that. But using it to tear down...
That's the Viking way, though. He's like, I respect that. You have big influence.
Somebody else kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Anyways, with all that said, if you made it this far, stay awesome and all love. No hate here, guys. Bye.
That's crazy.
Someone famous made...
I don't think most people know how the Viking community are. He's one of them. You should visit a festival and spend some time with Vikings. Dude, this guy's fucking... I need to watch more of his shit. What the fuck is he doing?
We are sharpened yet. I don't know. We'll see. We
all right, everybody watching right now. Everybody watching. Get ready. This is a clash of two Vikings. Official challenge. To take us on with everything you got. Because we will give you everything you have.
Well, keep in mind now, we've been battling very hard for 2 weeks straight. Because we were in that competition. So we have been putting out some raids. That's true. I mean, we're not making excuses. But we have been putting out... We've been putting out a lot.
Fucking show that I joined.
The hearts right back to you. Yes, we raid. Yes, archers lose. Yes, that's right. Make sure you guys go over there, tap his screen, like he always says. Tap the screen, share some love, share out the live, and in the chat, we say, archers lose. And over there they say, we raid. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah. Oh,
This
much
guy-
love. Much love. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. You guys already fucking went in there. Stop.
East.
What? What is it? What is it doing?
Motos.
Come out and celebrate Yule with us in Kilgore, Texas. Oh my God, he did it. He achieved his fucking dreams, dude. He's doing like a Ren Fair, but Viking style.
What's up, family? I got a few updates for you. I'm officially back.
Odin shared his wisdom with humanity. Yes, Odin, the king of the Aesir god.
I love that he literally did a highlight through his eyebrow and his hair and his mustache and beard. This is literally worse than being caught watching porn. Excuse me. There's no sequence where, like, if you were caught watching this, if you were caught watching porn, the person who caught you wouldn't immediately join in on the fun and start jerking off. Meanwhile, we get caught watching this. Everyone's like, I'm a Viking too. Fuck it. YOLO. Give it to me. Love this Viking archaeologist dunking on the LARPers. No.
No, the Vikings did not have chin line tattoos. I am Frederick, your friendly neighborhood Viking archaeologist, and I'm here just to remind you that you should not steal indigenous...
Fuck this guy, bro. Fuck this guy. You shouldn't steal indigenous people's practice. Fuck you, man. Classic. Let me tell you, I know what he's going to do, okay? Oh, guess what? The Vikings actually did not have horns on their... They did not have horns on their helmets. As a matter of fact, this is something that people decided after the fact. It's like, yeah, bro, we know. Just let people have fun.
People's practices. Chin line tattoos are a practice associated with especially the native people of what we today call modern Canada or Canada. And this practice was for a long time...
Whenever a Scandinavian person speaks in a calm tone, I always think they're saying the truth every time. They do. They are, actually.
Forbidden by the Canadian government. These people was therefore not allowed to practice this tradition, and lately they have started to rediscover their own history, past and costume. And they have kindly let us know that they don't really want people taking this practice because it means quite a lot to them. And if we want to talk about Vikings tattoo, we can do it, but we only have one source about this, Ibn Khaldun's travel journey, where, well, it's mostly agreed among archaeologists that he probably met Swedes during his travel, and he
yeah, this is the Dorgas who would stay behind the village and write poems when the real Vikings went raiding and pillaging and stuff. Exactly. Like, nah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Them having tattoos or body paint. The translation there is a little bit iffy, it can go either way, but
it's bullshit.
You can have paint or body art on their body except above the neckline. He's very particular with they did not have tattoos in their face. So if you want to be a proper Vikings, don't tattoo your face. And if you want to be a good Viking, as I'm sure you want to be, please don't steal indigenous people's practices. It comes off as a little bit colonial to be.
God, he's so nice. I'm obviously joking when I make fun of this guy. I want to make sure that people understand that, because, like, he seems like such a good guy. Fuck.
Fair. And while the Vikings did colonize a bit, maybe we can, you know, be the better people and, you know, go a bit beyond and listen to the people who are asking us quite kindly to just stop. So please, no more chin lines in your Viking cosplay or neo-pagan outfit. Figure out something else, something new, something interesting. look at the historical sources, go from there. I'm sure you can figure something out. If you want help, feel free, reach out. I'm happy to answer any